Hello brothers and sisters, and welcome to another episode of the Prostrate Protestant Podcast. So today, I will be starting the first of my Islamic Doctrines side-along series with my main What is Islam series. Now today's episode will be focusing on the corruption of the so-called preservation of the Quran doctrine, which has been known by many Muslims in the world. Let's get into it. For many years now, Muslims all around the world, in particular the ones in the West, have repeated the false notion that the Quran has been perfectly preserved, that there are no other versions and there has been only one single version. What if I told you today that there are over 28 to 32 Qurans that we know about, and that not only are there different versions but there are textual differences within the verses themselves? Would that not make you question your faith in Islam? In contrast to the Bible, there are translations, but they contain all the same definitions and words. Hatun Tash, a very famous ex-Muslim from Speaker's Corner, made a presentation of the myriad of Qurans at Speaker's Corner, and the reaction of the Muslims was, you guessed it, intense anger. Anger at being exposed, quite frankly, that their narrative crumbled before their eyes. Regarding the versions, there is the Hafs Quran, which is considered the most popular and the widely read version. Then there is the Warsh Quran, which is read in northern Africa. Now, when the first Quran was being codified, it possessed many diacritical marks and grammatical notes. Bear in mind, brothers and sisters, that these elements of writing words were not introduced until the 8th century, so it begs the question, when was the first Quran actually written? Also, Muhammad's purported death was in 632 AD. Bear in mind the first biography of Muhammad by Ibn Ishaq was not released until many years later, by which time Muhammad was in the grave. Contrast with the Bible, which has been proven by radiocarbon and technological means that it was written at the time of Jesus and his apostles. Another claim is being made that the second fact is that Uthman burnt the Qurans during the Civil War period. So who gets to decide which is the correct version? Now let's delve into the specific differences in terms of the words and definitions inside the different Qurans. Before I get into the differences in the different sentences and statements made in these different Qurans, I want to expound more upon the other Qurans that we have. So not only do we have the Warsh and the Hafs, but we also have the Qalun, which is read in Libya, Tunisia and parts of Qatar. We have the Al-Bazi, the Kumbul, the Al-Juri, which is read in parts of Sudan and West Africa, the Al-Suri. We have the Ibn Dakwan, the Khalaf. We have the Hafs, obviously, which is the most popular. And many more, which I could get into. But now, let's carry on into the actual word differences. So, the Quran, according to the Qira of Imam Hafs, so this is the Hafs Quran, brothers and sisters, it states here that Allah is the self-sufficient, which is in Quran chapter 57, verse 24. Now, in comparison to the Warsh Quran, in the Warsh Quran it states Allah the self-sufficient, 57 verse 23. Now the Hafs Qira has an extra word, huwa, in this verse. This makes the grammar different between these two Qurans. In the Hafs Qira it is a sentence, Allah is the self-sufficient, while in the Warsh Qira it is a phrase, Allah the self-sufficient. Both Qurans are expressing the same idea, but are doing it in different ways and as a result are recited differently. Now if we read chapter 2 verse 132, and Ibrahim enjoined on his sons, if we contrast that with the Warsh, it states here, and Ibrahim instructed and made his sons, which is a vast difference. Now the Hafs Qira is a second form verb, while the Warsh has an extra alif to make a full form verb. This intensifies the meaning of the verb and changes how it is recited completely, and the actual meaning. Now, we have another one from chapter 21 verse 4, which is the Hafs, which says, he said my Lord knows, compared to the Warsh, which states, say my Lord knows, which is completely different again. In the Hafs Qira, Kula is the perfect tense and therefore Muhammad is the subject of the verb, but in the Warsh Qira is the imperative and therefore the subject is God who's commanded Muhammad and Muslims. That is a major difference, brothers and sisters, as you can hear and see. Now, Arabic uses dots, ijam, to distinguish certain letters that are written the same way. For instance, the symbol represents 5 different letters in Arabic depending upon where the diacritical dots are placed. Ba, ta, tha, nun, ya. Here we see another difference between these two Qurans. They do not have the dots in the same place. The result is that different letters are formed. So, here's a few examples, brothers and sisters. We give mercy in Quran chapter 2 verse 58. Now listen to this. This is a total pronoun difference. Totally different pronouns, right? And in the warsh it states he gives mercy. So, brothers and sisters, who is this referring to exactly? Because if I was an early believer in Islam, like if I was a new believer, what would I think? What would I possibly think? Like, who could give me a proper explanation for this, brothers and sisters? Because it's very, very clear that these are two different people speaking. It's not the same person. We and he are not the same person, brothers and sisters. It's very clear that there's a difference here. The difference changes the meaning from we to he in an instant. Here's another one from Quran chapter 2 verse 140. In the Hafs it states you, plural, say, and then in the warsh it states they say. So who is it, brothers and sisters, they or you? There are different letters at the beginning of these words. Here's another one, brothers and sisters, from Hafs chapter 3 verse 81. I gave you, compared to the warsh which states we gave you. So again, there's another difference. And it goes on and on and on, brothers and sisters. Now overall, brothers and sisters, there are to be found 965 variants in all of these different Qurans. And there are more variants than those of the 10 accepted Quran. So all that I've read for you today, brothers and sisters, how can you actually take the Basic Principles of Islam book, page 4, seriously when it states that no other book in the world can match the Quran, when there are literally so many differences in the text between the different Qurans? All the Islamic evidence shows there are different Qurans used around the world today. They're different in their basic words, letters, diacritical dots, vowels and the basmala, as well as also the fact that this kind of grammatical writing was not discovered until 8th century, brothers and sisters. So also begs the question, when was the Quran actually written? Because it wasn't codified until 1924. If you want to learn more, brothers and sisters, about this topic in more detail, I suggest you watch Jay Smith's videos on Founder Films. He is an amazing source of knowledge and he has done immense research regarding this topic. And it's something, brothers and sisters, that I wish all Muslims would really critically analyse and then understand that their religion's fake. It's based on a lie and Muhammad was a false prophet. It's obvious. You know, how can we reliably trust something when it has differences in its meanings? Every version of it has differences. When they claim that there's only one version, when clearly, brothers and sisters, there's not. I've given you a list of all the different Qurans, including the warsh, as well as all the others that are read in different parts of the world. And they're all different. They have all different meanings, brothers and sisters. So, I do highly recommend, brothers and sisters, any Muslims listening, to check out Founder Films and check out Jay Smith's analysis of this issue. And it's something that you all must critically analyse. And I do pray that all of the Muslims are saved and they accept the Lord Jesus Christ. I do pray this, brothers and sisters, and I pray that you do pray this too. See you on the next episode, brothers and sisters. God bless you all.